Phil, welcome to Town TV. Just thought we'd have a bit of a catch up with you. I know it's been a few weeks since we've spoke to you. How's everyone at home? Is everyone keeping safe and well still?
Yeah, everyone's good. Getting a bit of cabin fever, obviously. But yeah, we're all good. Everyone's keeping safe.
Excellent. So in terms of news that we've had come out since we last spoke to you, you've decided to name Kurt Harris as your new club captain. How proud are you to name Kurt as the new club captain for the club?
Yeah, I think Kurt, he's been fantastic since he's been at the club. He's been a model sort of professional from day one, and he's given everything when he's been on the pitch, and he really represents me and my coaching staff and the club. Really, he gets the club. He's been here since he was a kid. I know he's played at Farsley as well and had a year or so there, but he's been fantastic, and he's good in the dressing room, good with the lads, and I'm really pleased to get him on board and for next season and name him captain.
Excellent. So we've named quite a few players who have been on our retained list of people that are coming back next year. So it's the likes of Joe Jagger, Josh Grant, Kurt Harris, Eddie Church, Jack Boyle, Leighton Sawyer, Javel Clark, Mike Starkey and TJ. Just starting to think about those lads now that we've not really kind of heard anything about. We'll start off with Shiraz Khan. What's his kind of situation at the minute?
Yeah, just first touching on the lads we've managed to retain. Yeah, they're brilliant. That they've all committed to next season. They're all massive players for us and a big part of what we're trying to do and move forward. And with the current situation, obviously you're always going to get players that want to sort of see if the grass is greener, and Shiraz is weighing up his options. He had a half decent, difficult start with us, but then sort of picked up towards the middle part and the latter parts of the season. And he wants to see what else is out there for himself. So we've clearly want to keep Shiraz, but he's looking to see if he can get better than what we're currently able to offer him.
Excellent. Next player to talk about is Conor Griffin, a player that was in and out of the side last season due to injuries. Yeah. And how are they looking for next season?
I mean, Conor's the injuries that Conor have been serious ones over the last couple of years, with his knee and then obviously with his hamstring. So, Conor's currently sort of weighing up, certainly football as a priority for him. He's a great player and a great lad, and whatever he decides, I'll respect. The door will always be open for Conor because he's a great lad. But his sort of health and his sort of well-being is at the forefront of his mind at the minute, and I don't think football's a priority for him next season. After having conversations with him.
Yeah. Next player to talk about is Reese Kendall, who has had interest from other clubs. Do you want to discuss the situation with Reese for us, please?
Yeah, so Reese obviously is on contract. He's been on contract with us. We offered Reese re-engagement terms. He's under 24. Reese received those earlier in the month, or last month. And obviously it's come to light that we've had an illegal approach for Reese that we received. Well, we got wind of. We've since spoke to the club who made that illegal approach, advised them of the of Reese's situation, is that is on contract, and ultimately any club that's interested in Reese will need to discuss with us because of his age, and Reese is aware of that. The club in question is aware of that, and it's we've notified the FA of the situation and of the illegal approach. And now we're just sort of waiting to see how the situation pans out. As far as I'm concerned, I want to keep Reese, but obviously he wants to, he wants to progress, which is great for him. So whatever happens, whether Reese moves on and the compensation is paid, or the club decide that they don't want to do that and Reese stays with us, either way, I'll accept whatever happens, basically. And so, yeah, I mean, Reese has been a good player for us. He's a good lad. As I said, if there are any, if there's any more movement on that, then we'll wait to hear from the club in question. If not, we'll just sort of treat the situation as Reese may be our player next season again.
Next place to talk about is someone that joined us around September time last year in Alassane Keita. And when he first joined the club, he started off really well. Are you looking to keep him for the next year?
Yeah, I mean, certainly we've spoke to Alassane and he's keen to come back next season and be with us. And I think that'll be the case, or it will be the case. Alassane had a great start with us. He's got obviously his situation, his immigration situation is still a question mark. So we can't necessarily, sort of offer anything at this point in time until that's all sorted. And I think certainly that situation affected his football this season, because as I said, he started off like a house on fire. Had that sort of period of inactivity because of his personal circumstances. That then led to a sort of dip in confidence and a dip in form. And hopefully, if we can get his situation sorted out, then we'll get him back in next season and build him up again. Excellent.
Next player is James Hurley, who it's been out on social media that he's potentially going back to his old club that used to be at in Sheffield United. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, so I had a conversation with James. James will still be with us next season. Obviously, he signed for Shelf. His personal circumstances now, he's got a really young family, 2 young kids, both under the age of 3 years old. So, he wants to spend more time with them, and his commitment levels can't be the same as what is what he's been used to with us. He's been a great player, great servant to the club. I've had a great conversation with James, who's a great lad, and he'll still be part of the setup next season. And although I don't expect him to be travelling to places like Workington on a Tuesday night, he'll certainly be available to us as and when his family and his work circumstances allow him to. So he'll be with us next season, and you'll see him in pre-season. But as I said, it'll be more of a support figure, and he'll still have a big part to play in the season, I'm sure, because he keeps himself fit. I'm talking to him regularly. He keeps himself fit. He looks after himself, and he'll have a big part to play next season, but just maybe not every single game like he has done in previous seasons.
Next place to talk about is someone else who's been at the club for quite a while. He's come through the club's academy, and that's Thomas Haig. What's his current situation at the minute?
So Thomas Haig is similar to Reese in the fact that we got wind of an illegal approach made to Tom, who is on contract with us. Now, obviously, that situation has also been highlighted with Tom. Obviously, he's considering his circumstances, and I respect that. I think it's not as with Tom. There's a little bit more to it. So there's, in terms of, it's a bigger decision for him to make because of his work circumstances, because of the travel that could potentially take place with the club that's in question. It's the same club as the one with Reese. So I mean, Tom's 50-50 at the minute. I've spoken to Tom. I've spoken to him today, and he's 50-50 as to whether or not to take the step up, because as I said, or give it another crack with us next season to try and get up the leagues. Yeah,
and the last player we're going to have a bit of a conversation about is Musa Diouf, who we saw towards the latter end before the season got null and voided. What's Musa's situation at the minute? Because the last time we saw him was at Pontefract away.
Yeah, I mean, most will he's not had a fair crack of the whip yet because he come into the setup so late. So most will be invited back down to pre-season next season, and it'll be a case of him really getting the opportunity to show what he can do and whether he can step up to the level. I've known Moose a while. He is a good player. He's got a lot of potential, but he's got to really show what he can do, and I've got to give him the opportunity to do that. So that'll be taking place next year.